We are tutorial group 1, coaching team group 4. We are going to do a video on physical activity storytelling, but first we are going to describe the 3 other coaching pedagogies.
One of the 4 pedagogy approaches is teaching games for understanding. Turner stated that the games for understanding approach emphasises developing tactical awareness and decision making in small-sided situations.
Another one of the pedagogy approaches is the traditional approach of coaching, which is stated by Mills in 2018 as a skill that is taught and broken down into layers that are progressed to show the correct skill.
The third pedagogy is the constraints-led approach. This is a non-linear pedagogy in which the coach puts a restriction/condition on one particular aspect. This is in order so that the learners have something to think about.
Right, the last pedagogical approach is physical activity storytelling, which brings imagination, fun, adventure and physical activity together to form a coaching approach. It's a fun way of putting instructions across, and it engages with the physical literacy model for athlete skill development.
Right. Our chosen pedagogical approach is physical activity storytelling. We've chosen this approach because it is the best from a beginner level because it builds a coach-athlete relationship. It is also relevant to the children's education as it engages the brain and imagination. It also eliminates the drill aspect of the session, which stops the child from becoming disinterested. An example for a design for the storytelling approach is for the children to go on an adventure through the zoo, upon which they come across some exciting and sometimes scary scenarios.
Here we've got 2 games that relate to the physical activity and storytelling. We'll now talk you through the story.
So the first game we're going to go and look at is Welcome to the Zoo. Basically what happens here is all the zoo animals have escaped from the cages and the children have to help the zookeeper get all the animals back in the cage. There's going to be numerous animals such as a cheetah, a snake, giraffe, bear, kangaroo, elephant and monkeys. So on the diagram here, all the crosses are the athletes and the arrows point in all the different directions that should be moving. They'll all be on the move and the zookeeper will shout all different animals when they see them, and the athletes have to act like the animals to help catch the animals and get them back in their cage.
The second game is Time to Feed the Monkeys. This game is a simple game of banana tag. Through the storytelling, it makes it much more exciting to the children as they go on an adventure. Some of the athletes are monkeys and some are the visitors. What they were trying to do is the monkeys are trying to catch the visitors, and if they do, they become a banana. So in the diagram, you can see that the black crosses are the monkeys and the red ones are the athletes. So the movement is the arrows. So the movement they do is all through the halls, so getting into space, making like clear dodges, which means if you get caught by a monkey, you become a banana. You can get free from your other athletes, so if you're up like this and you get split, you're now free.
Hi everybody, thanks for coming along today. Welcome to the zoo. We've came into a wee bit of a problem this morning because silly me has let all of the animals out of their cages. So what I'm going to need you to do is help me get them all back in again. So what we're going to do, how we're going to do that is everybody's going to run around the whole zoo and we're going to try and get all the animals back in. So what I'm going to need you to do is if you see an animal, you are going to act out that animal, okay? So that then I know where that animal is and I'll get them all back in. Oh no everybody, look, a snake!
Right, so the snake helps the children work on getting down to the ground and getting back up as quick as they can.
Can everybody see that cheetah over there?
Next, the cheetah helps the kids work on fast feet and also getting their heart rate building.
Everybody, that big tall giraffe over there.
So a giraffe helps the kids get up as high as they can and also walking on the balls of their feet, so making them help on their balance.
Oh no guys, it's the monkeys!
So basically what this is doing is working on their balance and coordination mostly.
Look out guys, the kangaroos!
So this is working on the strength of their legs and their balance from doing big massive jumps.
Guys, look out for the bells!
Right, this one's working on the strength of their arms and legs and also a little bit of balance.
Right guys, thanks so much for getting all those animals back into the cages. So what we're going to do now is go feed all the monkeys. The monkeys are really cheeky when they're hungry, so we need to be really and extra careful when we are feeding them, okay? So we're going to get all the bananas and take them right over to the monkey cage. So let's go, follow me. Oh no, watch that monkey! Make sure my hands are right up like a banana, stretch up high.
Now that we've looked at physical activity storytelling as our favourite pedagogy, we're also going to go on and look at the advantages and disadvantages of physical activity storytelling compared to all the other free pedagogy.
Right, so the reason that we've picked physical active storytelling over the traditional pedagogy is because it allows athletes to think for themselves and it is more athlete centred. Compared to the traditional pedagogy, it is much more exciting for the children and it keeps them more focused. It is also more specific to a child's frame of mind. Compared to the traditional pedagogy, which is linear and follows a clear structure, the past pedagogy is more free-flowing. However, without the traditional pedagogy, the other coaching methods don't have a structure to follow. Many school leaders have said that the traditional approach focuses on the short-term development of the participants, where past focuses on the long-term interests of the learner from an early age. Francis Ivan in 2017 stated that the traditional pedagogy is geared towards a skill-specific learning for sport, while past is a method of teaching basic PE through the form of a story. At a young age, children have little interest for skill development. This is why past is important, as it engages learners while teaching skill development. So it keeps children engaged from a very young age without giving them a basic boring structure, which the traditional pedagogy and many other pedagogies do give. And it doesn't make sports too difficult for them to understand, and telling them through a story is much more specific to a child's frame of mind and learning style.
We chose to talk about physical activity through storytelling instead of teaching us understanding. This is because from experience we found that storytelling was much more enjoyable for both the coaches and participants in comparison to teaching us understanding. Fales in 2005 states that storytelling benefits other skills rather than just physical and tactical. This includes skills such as social, emotional and cognitive development of the participants. This shows that this pedagogy has many other advantages in comparison to teaching games for understanding, as it helps with all these other aspects of development. Teaching games for understanding focuses more on the tactical side and less on the other aspects. This may lead for participants to be less motivated and engaged in comparison to physical activity through storytelling. Children find physical activity through storytelling more enjoyable to take part in, as it allows for them to be more creative and use their imagination, whereas teaching games for understanding would limit their creativity, which would be less appealing for the children to take part in.
Okay, the difference between physical activity storytelling and a constraints-led pedagogy is constraints-led is more a hands-off style. Participants are responsible for their own learning. Renshaw 2015 states coaches design tasks for the participants that provide challenges. Physical activity storytelling is more about fun and engaging the imagination of the participant, developing their physical literacy and more aimed at the cognitive stage of learning, whereas constraints-led approach is aimed more at the associative and autonomous stage of learning, according to Fitz and Posner 1982. As this stage of learning is only for elite athletes, basically, this is why physical activity storytelling is best for younger participants still learning the ABCs of agility, balance and coordination.
PASS can help with development in deprived children's education. A study in America found that children from a higher class family will engage with 2,153 words by the age of 3, whereas in a lower class family they engage with much fewer per hour at 616. The difference between these classes show a 30 million word space by the age of 3. This shows that physical activity and storytelling approach is important, as the more words you learn as a child, the easier your understanding of things will be in the future. This fact was stated by Gibb 2016. We as a group think through Gibb's 2016 findings, the physical activity and storytelling approach should be used in higher and lower class areas. Although if this gap of words encountered is to be equalised among children from different classes, it should be strongly recommended to much lower class areas and families. It seems fair in regards to the development of children through a sporting environment to ensure equality for all.
According to Fairs 2005, teachers discovered children could easily recall whatever historical or scientific facts they learned through story. Indeed, stories and narrative exploration are excellent for learning and teaching. This suggests that if the child is given a story to follow, it has been proven that their brain will be more engaged, which will therefore make them more likely to remember and take on board the information they are being given.
We as a team feel that the PASS pedagogy works best with children at the cognitive stage of learning. We know this through our own coaching experiences. Having the children involved more and getting them to use their imagination makes the sessions a lot more fun. It brings adventure and excitement into play for the children. According to Fairs 2005, as children play they develop cognitively, socially and physically. They learn through exploring, trial and error, calibration, experimentation, role-playing and pretending. We feel children lose concentration with other pedagogical approaches, for example the traditional approach. Keeping the children engaged is the key to success.
Straight leg approach very enjoyable to use, as there was variables to put in each of the practices in the session, and the session content design was a lot different compared to the other three pedagogies. After practicing all four of the pedagogical approaches learned, we found out the traditional pedagogical approach was very dull. This was because there was a set structure to follow and athletes were getting very bored and demotivated when doing the drills. Also, the traditional approach does not help athletes for their long-term skill development. Understanding was very enjoyable as well. As you could see, the athletes were becoming more motivated by developing their skill level through games. Also, this means that athletes were not getting bored and giving 100% during the session, as they were playing games and not doing the traditional standard of drill. It's the most exciting and very fun and enjoyable for the athletes. We still feel that physical activity storytelling was the most successful pedagogy used in this module, as the coach would become more interactive and more engaging with the athletes of the session, as they were leading the session through the art of storytelling. This means that the athletes could use their imagination and help out the coach as well.
Hope you enjoyed that video. Thanks for watching.